y'all, but I'm back with another video. I know y'all probably wondering, like, girl, where have you been? Okay, but I have to explain to y'all that although I love doing YouTube, I love creating content, I love creating videos, I love having these conversations. However, I don't think social media is always good for people, just because of the overflow of information. And a lot of the times I notice that people are like overly stimulated. So that's why I just like will make videos and just like dip. It's no slight to anybody. It's just I'll also do that on Instagram, because if you follow me on Instagram, you'll see I have these periods where I'll be like super engaged and super just engaged with people, and then like where you'll see me posting stuff and then you just don't say anything at all. But that's pretty much why. I don't think it's beneficial for anybody to so much as pure. Let me explain. But the way I see social media is like I see it as everybody's own personal reality. So with that being said, I don't think it's beneficial to peer over into somebody's reality too much. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's okay every now and again, but if you do it on a consistent everyday basis, you just absorb a lot of information. And if like you're on my social media page, like our social media pages are like using algorithm tailored to like our needs, what we like, what you tend to focus on. So like a lot of the stuff on my social media page is like conscious. So it's like either telling the truth or just like somehow conscious. You know what I'm saying? You have like spiritual humor, because if you don't know by now, like I laugh a lot. But like it would be like conspiracy, just some of everything. The truth, conspiracy theories, which they say the difference between this conspiracy theory and the truth is 6 months. So it's like, so it's like sometimes it's like it's a lot. So I'm like, oh, I'm gonna delete the app for a minute, because it's like this is too much. And it's not like I'm running from the truth. It's just like every second of every day. So like you'll see me like be on social media, and I'm just like not on social media anymore. And then I also feel like it's important for you to take time for yourself. Like just being on social media and engaging with other people, especially if it's people you don't know, it's just like it's a lot. Like I don't know if anybody else is empathic, so like you're hypersensitive as far as feeling. And it's just like it can be too much after a while. So it's just like sometimes I have to give like all social media breaks. Like I'll go weeks where I won't even get on Instagram, or I'll go weeks where I won't engage on YouTube, or I'll go weeks where I just don't engage with anything outside of my own reality. And it's just because like you pick up other people's ideologies, and it's just like that ideology can be a little toxic. So it's like I'll go off and just go be in my own bubble and just kind of like go further within myself, and then I'll pop out and be like, okay, I'll engage with people, but then I'm gonna dip again. But I wanted to come on here because I've been wanting to have a conversation for the past couple of weeks. I've just been kind of like off in my own little world doing things. But I wanted to come on and talk to you guys about what kind of I'm talking about now, and it's balance. And not just in one particular area in your life, in like all areas of your life, because I think what I'm starting to see a lot of in general is like a lot of people are either going through some form of mental illness, whether that be depression, anxiety, just not happy with life, not feeling fulfilled, not walking within your authenticity or walking in within your true self, and just not feeling your greatest. And I want to say a lot of it has everything to do with a lot of people are unbalanced. One thing I've noticed, and maybe because it's me, but I've noticed like people don't take the time to stop to have fun anymore. And I don't mean like, oh, you know what I'm saying? We go to some arcade and you go run around. Like, people have not taken out the time to just have fun. Like, when is the last time like y'all really let y'all hair down and like let the other side of you out? Because we all know, you know what I'm saying? We're gonna keep it real deal 100 over here. Everybody has multiple sides to them, you know what I'm saying? You could take myself, I'll be the perfect example. It's namaste 1 minute and then it's some real hot girl shit the next minute. Like, I'm just being real. Like, you know what I'm saying? I come from the east side of Detroit, so it's like, you know what I'm saying? I told somebody the other day I had met them, and they were just explaining to me like how things are down here in Florida. And he was like, you know, the girls that's getting money is like they're, what did he say? Like they're kind of bougie, but like it's bougie to extension. He's like in the club, like they don't even do anything, like they just stand there like guys. And I bust out laughing, not laughing at them, but I just bust out laughing at the thought because I'm like, I'm so completely different. Like, you gonna hear me and see me before you actually like, who is she? Because that's just my personality. That's why I say like people cannot put other people in a box anymore because some people don't fit that particular criteria. You know what I'm saying? If you're sitting down having an actual real conversation with me, you're gonna say like, oh, she's incredibly mature, she's incredibly intelligent, like she knows, she's wise beyond her years. But then if you see me out and we like partying together, you're gonna be like, you know what I'm saying? But it's like you cannot put me in a box. You know what I'm saying? And it's the same with other people. It's just what I've realized is other people are not being their authentic self. It's not something that everybody is doing, but I've noticed like a lot of people that are not truly living within themselves are the people that are struggling with depression and this, that, and the fifth. And what I mean when I say like to truly be your authentic self, what is it that you like? You know what I'm saying? What is it that you enjoy doing? What is it that, you know what I'm saying, speaks to your growth? And just, it's a lot of people that are just not doing that. Like, they just get up and they just work. Like, you cannot be all business and no play. And you cannot be all play and no business. Like, it requires balance. You know what I'm saying? Just the same way it requires balance within your work home life, it also requires balance in your you love who you love yourself versus who you love life. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can't be that person that gives to other people so much and don't include yourself. You know what I'm saying? Like, you have to give to you just as much as you give to somebody else, which is why in that other video I had, I made that video of like, I just went to the beach because that's like my self-care. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not about to show up and show out for my friends, but then don't show up and show out for me. Like, that doesn't make sense. And I realize there's so many people that are doing that. I also want to say as a quick side note, I don't know if you could tell from the last video, but like my skin has completely cleared up. So much so, to the point where like I never wore makeup just because I just never got off into it. So I've always been one of the people like my skin gotta be perfecto. Okay, like lately it has been so much better than it has been, and it's surprised the sea moss. I made some sea moss from scratch. And when I say like between putting it on my face and like ingesting it, if you don't know, sea moss comes from obviously the sea. It's moss. But it has 92 of the 102 vitamins that your body needs to sustain itself every day. Okay? And I take, sometimes I put it in a smoothie, sometimes I just like scoop it right out the jar cuz I made it into like a little gel. It has a very pungent sea taste. So you're going to have to put other stuff with it. Me personally, I put like ginger and like different fruits and stuff with it. So you really can't taste the sea moss flavor, but it's like so beneficial to your skin and your body. But yes. But yeah, back to what I was saying, like it just requires for people to have balance. Like, it's okay to be on social media. Like I said, you're on some sort of internet now watching this video, but it's okay to do that every now and again, but it is best to take time for yourself and just kind of make sure you're taking care of you. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I have these periods where outside of work, like, I don't touch my phone. and it's because I need to pull back and just go further within myself versus like me on my phone. And I feel like these phones after a while can be a distraction. Like, have you ever said you was gonna do something and then like 20 minutes later, like you still on your phone? Like they suck you in. But yeah. A lot of people require balance. Like before you can balance yourself, start being your true authentic self. Like I said, dress the way you want to dress. Follow what you want to follow. Do what it is that you want to do. Whatever job, well, I'm not gonna even gonna say a job, but all of us have an idea as far as what it is that they want to do as far as your life, right? You need to do it. You know what I'm saying? Like, stop saying, oh, in a year from now, I'll work towards that. No, like, work towards it today so that tomorrow you can actually be doing it. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I feel like that's where a lot of this disruption and like mental, not even gonna say mental ailments, but these health ailments are coming from. If you don't ever go out and relieve stress or just relieve stress in general, how are you supposed to be less stressful? You know what I'm saying? So just take balance. Take time for yourself. Let your hair down. Have fun. Have fun just as much as you work. If you work a whole lot, then you need to have a whole lot of fun. I'm just saying. You know what I'm saying? Like, you require balance in life. You know what I'm saying? Stay focused on your goals, but it requires balance. Now, the one thing I do feel, I feel like unless you where you want to be in life, then you kind of need to, chill. Like, if you're one of the people that go out every day, I mean, every weekend, and you're not all around as a person where you want to be in life, then you need not to go out every weekend. You know what I'm saying? Until you can get to where it is that you need to be. Just because, would you rather go out with $1,000 or go out with $100,000? You know what I'm saying? Like, so. But what I wanted to come on here and kind of like give a prelude to is a while ago I had a YouTube channel with my sister, and we end up not doing the videos because we're in two different areas, but it's important that we start talking about what universal laws are. Not sure if everybody's even heard of it. This video we're going to dive a little deeper than we normally do those videos, because it requires us having conversations about something that people don't talk about. But the world or the universe is bigger than just this particular place. Like, it is. Just be honest with y'all. You know what I'm saying? Like, humans are not the only species in the multiverse. Like, there's all types of beings. So outside of Earth, there are universal laws that govern the entire multiverse. So everybody that's a part of this, multiverse, all follows the same set of universal laws. That's just fact. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, we have to understand, because there's a world outside of our world, or a whole universe, so to speak, or multiverse, because it's some everything. You have to understand, you can't take the same mentality that you've been using on this earth per se out there. So like I said, they follow what's called universal laws. There are multiple universal laws, but I want to speak about 12 of them, like the big 12 that everybody follows. I don't know if that page is still linked to this page, but I did the first video, like, it's literally almost been a year now that I think about it. I don't know if that was Thanksgiving or Christmas last year. I don't know. I don't remember. But you would have to go back and see. But I'm going to redo that video, and then I'm going to do the remainder of the 11. But then I also want to have a conversation about, if you know, you know. If you don't know, then I ain't about to say nothing. But I told you I don't follow any religion at all. Like, we don't do religion. Now, if there certain things out of those religious practices that I feel like are factual, true, I do. So certain things that I take from every religion because I feel like it's close to the truth as possible. But I told y'all what I do follow is the 42 laws of Mayat. Okay, so we're going to do a breakdown of each one of those. So for the first 12 days, you're going to be getting 2 videos a day. And then for the last 30, it's going to be 1 video a day because I'll be explaining, breaking down like with each law. So those videos are not going to be that long just because how much talking do you expect? But it's like once you explain it, you'll explain how you should apply it to your life. You know what I'm saying? How it applies to others and how it pretty much helps you to evolve as a person. But yeah, if you don't know, the 42 laws of Maya are an ancient Kemet or Egyptian well, it wasn't really a text, it was a way of life that everybody lived. So it was a set of like laws that you followed in order to make sure you ascended as a person, that you treated others with respect and you treated yourself with respect. But in the afterlife, if y'all don't know the whole Egyptian thing, in the afterlife, your heart is to be weighed on a scale, against the feather of Mayat, which represents she's the angel of the court or liberty. Lady Liberty is the same thing. And she wears like a blindfold because law is fair. It's blind. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't choose sides. But there are these 42 laws that you were supposed to live by within life. That once you went to the afterlife and your heart was weighed against that feather, if your heart was lighter than a feather, then you made it into the afterlife. If it wasn't, then it was eaten by a moot, which was like this lion, tiger, alligator. Well, it wasn't a lion, but no, it was a tiger, a crocodile, like an alligator, and it was just like devour your heart. And you know, the soul is within the heart, so it would cease to exist. But just being real with you. But yeah, so and she wears like these feathers. But anyways, it's 42 laws that we're supposed to be following on an everyday basis, and it's pretty much how you're supposed to live your life so that you move forward. But I've seen like videos about it on YouTube so far, but I've never really actually seen anybody. They'll speak about how like you're supposed to use them in conjunction to yourself and how you're supposed to be following them, but I don't actually see anybody do an actual breakdown of them. So I'll like literally break down every single one, how it an example, how it applies to you and how it applies to other people, and how it was like a way that our ancestors used to live. Because nothing is new under the sun. Nothing. Okay, like none of these inventions, none of it is new. Okay, like everything is something that we're seeing a reoccurrence of. But if people don't know, the 10 commandments that are in the Bible come from the 42 laws of Maya. Like it was 10 of them they picked out, and that's where they got the idea from them in the Bible. So it's like, let's go back to the root and let me explain to y'all exactly what they are. So, like I said, that'll be a 42-day process, obviously, because it's 42 of them. And then the 12 universal laws. Like I said, those would be 2 separate videos, but and I think it'll be a good countdown towards the end of the year and stepping into this new calendar year. Because if you know me, you know the new year for me is March the 21st. So, but yeah, back to what I was saying originally in these videos. Well, in this video, just try to focus on balance in general. Like, if I could leave you with any note from today, it's just try to find balance. Work, have fun. Okay, when I say have fun, I mean have fun. Do what it is that you truly like to do to have fun. When I say, and I think that's another issue. Like people I be around some people. Well, I don't be around them per se, but you come into contact with people that are so uptight, and it's because they are not having fun. Like Life is not supposed to be about all work. Like, no, have fun. Do you. While out. Just don't hurt nobody in the process. You know what I'm saying? Like, if what you do harms somebody else, then maybe you shouldn't do it. But if what you're doing harms no one, do you. Okay? Like I said, take time with other people, but then also take time with yourself. You know what I'm saying? If you like to spend money on other people, spend money on other people, but spend money on yourself. Like, you know what I'm saying? Just balancing all things. Like, don't just lean over to one side without leaning over to another side. And then the also thing I noticed is that this whole like good versus evil, dark versus light, like people have to understand that there are two halves to everybody. You have a feminine aspect and you have a masculine aspect. The masculine aspect is actually the aspect that represents light. The feminine aspect actually is what represents darkness or the moon. You know what I'm saying? Or the lunar cycle. So we all have light and dark within us. Everybody thinks you're supposed to be completely good 24/7. No. Like, or you're supposed to be bad 24/7. No, and bad is an ideology. Like, people will sit up there and say a child is bad because that child is constantly running and that child has a lot of energy. No, that child is not bad. That's just a label that you've put on them because you can't handle the fact that this child is so energetic. So being good or bad is basically just an idea on a standard or an experience on how people grow up. You know what I'm saying? Like, if that's a specific person's culture, who are we to say that's good or bad? You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I've learned I have to take it was something that I learned over time. But sometimes you have to sit back and not look at things from a judgmental standpoint. This isn't good nor is it bad. It just is as it is. You know what I'm saying? So with that being said, like, because we have these distinctive sides within us, we have yin and yang, or the divine feminine or the divine masculine, or light and dark. It's okay to step into your lower nature sometimes. However, you're not supposed to stay there. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, just the same as people do not like to have a conversation about this, but it's the absolute truth. If you can go back, you can do your own research, you can go back into history and check on it yourself. But we have 72 shamanic forces within us. Not all of them are angels. Some of them are demons. People have to stop looking at these demonic forces as something that's good or evil. You know what I'm saying? Good or bad per se. Now there are some things that are out there that are evil, but it's 9 times a person's ideology. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's coming from a person, believe me. But like, sometimes people have to understand, like, your demons that are within you are there for a reason. You know what I'm saying? They come out as shamanic forces, but they're typically to protect you from something. You ever notice, like, if you really pay attention to your emotions, and this is why I say it's so good to take time with yourself, because if you really pay attention to your emotions, you will realize, like, why did I get so angry all of a sudden? And then you'll realize, okay, I got angry because this person may have made me feel slighted. You know what I'm saying? So it was something that this person did that, instead of me just standing up and saying, this is what the problem is, instead I reacted and got angry. You know what I'm saying? Or when a person may be grieving, it's a reason as to why you're grieving. You have to dig deeper within the issue to say, why do I feel like this? You know what I'm saying? Or why is this occurring in my life? It's always a reason. You know what I'm saying? So people have to stop being so scared of everything. There's nothing down here on this earth for you to be scared of. And that's just period. Like, you cannot walk in fear at all. Like, when I say at all, I mean no mas. Okay? At all. It's no reason to be fearful of anything. Like, you can't. People have to stop giving away their power to unseen forces. Like, oh, this is like, nothing outside of you has control over you. And it should nothing outside of you have control over you. So because of that, like, that shouldn't be fearful. You know what I'm saying? It's nothing to be fearful of, period. But what I mean is, like, sometimes people will go into these like binges of being into their lower nature and they won't come out. And then they realize, like, why is everything in my life going towards a negative? Because, you know what I'm saying, you've stepped into your lower nature and you won't come out. That's why it's good to have balance. And like I said, the Mayat, the angel of justice, represents balance on all levels. Balance, harmony, honesty, liberty. Like, life requires balance. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, as long as you're not doing anything that harms the next person or the next thing, be your authentic self. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, gain knowledge of self, gain knowledge of the power and your own divinity within you. But honey, do you. You know what I'm saying? Like, we're all on our own path. Just don't be destructive. You know what I'm saying? Don't stay in your, if you study like some of the 33 ascended masters, one of the ascended masters is Shiva. And Shiva is like the god of destruction. Like, Shiva will destroy your old life so that a new one can be reborn. And that is from Hinduism. I told you I study everything. You know what I'm saying? So don't go into a Shiva area and just destroy it, destroy, and don't come out of it. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got to balance it out. That's all I'm saying. So if you don't see me on here, that's probably because I'm either doing something, focused on something, or I'm having fun. Because I don't like to have fun with my phone. It's just me. But again, over the next couple of days, oh, thank you. Over the next couple of days, like I said, I'll be creating these the 12 universal laws and then the 42 laws on Mayat. So y'all see me going into next year a lot more often. And then my well, I don't even call it my birthday. The one thing I will say I took from and that's another thing, I don't really follow celebrities like that, just because I feel like you're your own star. So it's like, you shouldn't be following nobody else, honey. There is no such thing as one star or a celebrity. Like, we're all stars, literally. But the one thing I took from Prince, he said before he died, and like this guy, I was watching this interview, and this guy was like, well, how old are you? And he was like, I don't have an age. And he was like, what? He was like, if you count birthdays, that means you count time. If you count time, then that means you age. And if you age, at some point, you know what I'm saying, you're going to trick yourself into thinking you're old. So I'm like, you can literally trick yourself into not aging. Like, what you tell yourself is factual. So if you keep telling yourself a certain thing, or you keep speaking something over yourself, eventually it becomes true. That's the power of words are real. You have to be very careful as to what it is that you say about yourself, to yourself, and speak over yourself. So I don't say birthdays, because it's like, then if you understand the whole, like, it's a whole lot more to it. I'll dive deeper in another video on another day. But I always say, like, my solar return, because the earth goes around the sun. So, like, it's the day that I return to the solar point in which I descended down on this realm. But, yeah, that's in January. So, after that, or before that, I'm going to dip out again, because I have some things I have to do. So, but yeah, again, my skin look the way it do. Sea moss, okay? Sea moss and mushrooms, okay? If you can get you some of that mushroom powder by it has like maybe I think 9 mushrooms in it. Mix it in with some fruit, some sea moss. When I tell you, it changes your life, okay? My skin looks so much better, okay? And it's not even just my skin, it's my cognition, my reflexes on point. But anyways, I gotta go because I gotta go do some things. But I hope y'all have an amazing day. I appreciate the whole this is why I love these videos. Don't know what I said, but I hope it's beneficial for y'all. Like, comment, subscribe, share, and I will be back tomorrow to drop those 2 videos. Bye.